Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Montana. Now I told you guys we had a few videos of the Montana and a few videos of the Army that you guys would be interested in watching. So hopefully you guys aren't too mad at me for kind of, I hate to say beating a dead horse here, but it's really not because each game is different. It's maybe the same ship, but each match plays out a little bit differently, and this one is gonna be spicy, folks. This gets pretty rough. Now, we are not by ourselves. We are actually in a division with Death Unbroken on PlayStation, which is my friend Stormcat. So we are gonna push off to the right side of the spawn. Now, I had to think what I wanted to do here. This map isn't particularly amazing for a Montana. I like to play aggressively, you guys know this, but even aggressively, like the narrow corridors, you don't ever get to really bring the full might of the Montana to bear. So the Montana really struggles on maps like this to stand out as anything other than maybe an Iowa, just because most of the time you're just using your front guns. However, we're going to try to put ourselves in positions where we can take advantage of all of our firepower and help our team secure the victory. So if you guys are ready, make sure you punch that like button if you enjoy what we're doing here. I try to bring you guys good videos all the time. I know sometimes I get into a bit of a rhythm where I have a few videos in a row of the same sort of ships. But you can see right off the bat, taking advantage of a crossfire that you don't get very often. Just trying to get something out there. You miss all of the shots you don't take. We take a shot and we actually get a pretty good result for 8,500. It's more than I was expecting, so we'll take that. Now, we've got to be careful. We are very fortunate. We do have Death Unbroken with us, so they're in a gearing, and they're in a destroyer. I think it's a gearing. But they're going to help us a lot. And then the Montana comes out. He's full broadside. We are also broadside, so it's time to start changing our course. You don't just sit there. You see somebody shooting at your broadside, you start angling. As we Citadel him, he does not return the favor. And that's a huge difference. That's the difference between a good player and a player that isn't used to, these sorts of snapshot opportunities. You have to be thinking that you're gonna get hit back. I am so used to being focused by everybody. Like, y'all know, the Spartan effect is real. So, like, when I put myself out there, especially early in a match, I get spotted and focused by everybody. And so, whether it's just because they recognize my name or just the fact that I put myself in a position where I'm like the only thing available to be shot or the easiest target of opportunity, either way, it results in me getting a lot of attention. And so, here we've got an angle gross occur first. We don't shoot the belt of an angle gross occur first. We go for superstructure. Watch this hit on the superstructure. Pow! All of that. Over 22,000 damage into the superstructure that gross occur first. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, holy crap, Spartan. You're not joking when you say that this thing lives and dies on superstructure hits like that. You're not joking. You're right, I'm not. If I tell you, like, hey, the Montana, one of the strengths of this thing is its accuracy and ability to put multiple shells where you actually aim them, then you might want to take some heed to that as we hit him for another 11,000 damage into his superstructure. Yeah, he's having a bad day. That's why he's in reverse. Now, Conqueror comes out, and we're getting loaded. He's flat broadside, and I am salivating. Like, this is where the Montana thrives. If you can get these sorts of crossfires, you will be all the happy with the Montana. And as this Conqueror is about to demonstrate, as we're going to beach here, mainly because we don't want to go around the next corner. Yeah, we just punched that man right in the mouth, too. We're gonna grab this island. We're gonna throw her in reverse. Why? Because we're gonna get another shot at this Conqueror. We could have turned out. We could have went towards that gap, but you'll see there's two battleships over here on the right side. One is Yamato, one is a Montana. We don't want to go for them yet. We have to bide our time. So we take another shot at this Conqueror. He's angled, but it's a Conqueror. It does not have armor. He does get better angled, however. So we're not going to get as much here, but we do manage to land a few shells into his superstructure, take a little bit. He's broadside to the rest of my teammates over there. They should easily be able to finish him off. Now, we're getting focused by a Balti here, and the Balti's like, nope, that Montana's looking at me. I know how this story ends. No, thank you. I'm out. And that's the correct call to make in a Baltimore or Des Moines if a Montana starts looking at you. Why? Because 16-inch guns overmatch you. Even if you're bow in, you're going to have a bad day. And with guns as accurate as the Montana, you do not want to take that chance. So here, we have to make our decision. It's time to push. You can see I'm already weighing my options. I got a Montana out here. I've got the Yami right here. I've got to figure out a plan of attack here. So my goal here is, if you look at the map, the Yami is on the left side of this island. The Montana, however, is out further away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into the corner. I'm going to pie the corner as best I can. Pieing the corner, if you're not sure what that means, just means that you take the corner in stages. So you're kind of just peeking around a little at a time, making sure that it's safe. Now we get radared here by the Worcester, which actually kind of irritated me because I'm trying to be sneaky here. The whole premise of this move is to catch people off guard, catch them in those crossfires that we were talking about. But you can see as the Montana's making a turn towards us a little bit, he's still heading away from us, but I mean he's turning his ship to the left, which is increasing the flat surface for us to hit. He's already lost over half his hit points. We are in the perfect position at the perfect time to take full advantage of this man. Now, I'm going to beat you again solely due to the fact that I want to make sure that all my guns clear and we still end up losing a couple shells, but it doesn't matter. He hits us, but we hit him much harder as we get the depth strike on him. And 3 citadels. Now you can see, unfortunately, not in a position to go around the corner and help with the Yamato, but with that Yama in the position that he's in, he's dead. That Richelieu, I think it's a Richelieu that's right here on the other side of the island from me, should easily be able to kill him. I think it's a Richelieu. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get our ship moving forward again. Remember, I don't use propulsion mod. I prefer steering gears on my battleships, so it takes me a while to get my ship moving forward in reverse. You guys should know this by now. But yeah, so anyway, Yami goes down. Our battleship is pushing through. We have a Worcester over here, and we have Death Unbroken out ahead of us, scouting and trying to get behind the enemy. Now, obviously, with the Worcester, just burned a radar not too long ago, so Death should have no trouble getting behind these guys. And then I spotted the Grosse Kurfurst's last known position being kind of heading into that gap in between the islands. So rather than following my teammates around and chasing a Worcester, I decide, okay, we've got 147,000 damage, but this Grosse Kurfurst, I have a feeling, is going to be cutting through to come in behind us. So I make the play to get on, to intercept him, essentially. And intercept him we do. And this just comes down to paying attention to the map, trying to anticipate what the enemy is going to do. Now you'll notice that I actually had my guns pointing towards the right because I was not sure what I was going to do, and I get flack for that all the time. Again, I don't use gun lock very often, and broadside Grosse Kurfurst, front guns only, and we smashed that man for 23,000 damage. Tell me again that the Montana's a bad ship. Yeah, it ain't. If you think the Montana's bad, it's your playstyle that's bad. You don't use it correctly. You don't get into positions where you get broadside opponents. And he was not anticipating me being here. He was thinking he's going to sneak up on people, and instead he got a face full of Montana. So, we're going to get into a heck of a fight here. He actually keeps shooting my guns. He's got a double fire on me after he just set me on fire previously, and I'd used the damage con. Or no, he broke a gun and I used the damage con. Well, he breaks another gun, and so I'm on double fire for the next foreseeable future. And a Grosse Kurfurst and a Montana at these ranges will absolutely annihilate one another. There's not a whole lot of positioning here that either of us can do because, I mean, it just comes down to being an old school Pirates of the Caribbean, broadside to broadside, swing what you got and hope for the best. Now, obviously, you're trying to place the shots where you know you're going to get damage. I'm not looking to Citadel him here, even though you can possibly Citadel or GK right there through the bow side plating. But here we have to open that angle back up. We don't want to continue the turn because if we do, we're going to get blacked. And we know he's going to beat our reload. He fired first. So we turn away from him, making that angle as steep as possible, giving us our best chance to potentially save ourselves from this guy. But he's not a slouch either. He knows that he can't pin my belt, so he doesn't try. He shoots my superstructure, but he waits just long enough for me to get loaded, get the guns on him, and actually do the exact same thing to him. So what ends up in an absolutely epic Grosse Kurfurst GK versus a Montana broadside to broadside brawl for the ages. Both ships trade. That was a glorious fight. I love moments in this game like that. And because of that play, we have completely saved this game for our team. There should be no chance that we lose this. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Death actually ends up disconnecting here. So this game could have still gone horribly wrong. Because our two teammates that went back and defended the base, they've got nothing to do over there. Meanwhile, Worcester, which is like a Richelieu's worst nightmare, sitting here trying to burn him down. We got not a GK, but a Bismarck pushing in, and you can see Death is actually in a smoke screen right now, and that might be the only thing that saves her, just due to the fact that he has disconnected. Now, he's getting very close to being proxy detected if he isn't already, and then he just makes the stupidest decision ever in the Bismarck. Bismarck just goes broadside to the Richelieu to try to shoot all of his guns at the destroyer. Now, the Bismarck isn't likely to one-shot the destroyer. Even if he shoots HE, it's just not likely. You're not going to hit enough shells, usually. And his secondaries are still focusing the battleship because he's not using priority sector correctly. So, in that case, he has completely given up all advantage in this fight, trying to kill the destroyer instead of trying to kill the Richelieu, who was already low health. If he kills the Richelieu here, there's a chance he wins this game for his team. But fortunately for us, that's not what happened. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This was a battle for the ages. I really did enjoy this battle, especially that fight with the Kurfurst, man. That was fun. And to see a guy that actually paid attention and got himself in a position and didn't waste his shells into the belt and actually killed us with the superstructure hit, you love to see it. And that gives me hope. But 2,398 base XP, top of the leaderboard. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.